Assistant Director Harold Cooper.
Do you have an appointment?
I do not. Oh, we'll see about that.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. We are dying.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to stay updated with all our latest content. Join us and never miss out on the excitement. A man unwittingly leaves a metal case on a subway, which releases deadly gas, killing all on board. Elizabeth and Tom discuss home renovations to erase the bad memories when she receives a call from Ressler telling her to turn on the TV. When she asks what channel, he tells her any channel. Liz hurries to the scene to be told that it was a biological attack, with 37 dead. Liz and Ressler meet Red at his tailor. Red reveals the culprit, Frederick Barnes, a former defense research scientist working for ARPAC Systems, where he designed chemical and biological weapons for the government. Red says that 5 years ago Barnes resigned, sold his house, and started selling his creations to the highest bidder, including Red. Red says that if Barnes is now using his creations, he is quite literally the most dangerous man in the world. At the hospital, Liz and Ressler learned that the victims died of Kerr's disease, a rare condition that causes the veins and arteries to harden until the brain is starved of oxygen. The doctor tells them that normally it takes 10 years for the disease to run its full course, but in this case it took 2 minutes. The doctor also tells them that the disease is extremely rare, but that they have seen 600 cases in the last few months, and that Atlanta Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has opened a case on the issue. Liz says that their suspect is an expert in biological weapons and asks if he could have weaponized the virus. The doctor replies that it is possible in fringe science fringe theory. However, the suspect would need access to strontium-90, as they found traces of radioactivity on the victims. At a meeting with Harold Cooper, Liz, Ressler, and Mira, Red tells them he has a good idea who the supplier is and that he operates outside the jurisdiction of the FBI. He then says that he has to catch a plane and invites Liz to accompany him. He tells her that he is going to Cuba. She refuses, saying that she is going to visit Barnes's old research partner. Red says that if she is not there, there is no fun to be had, and for him, if there is no fun to be had, he's not interested. Liz walks straight past Red's car in Dem, while Red gets in. He tells Luli Zhang that he hopes she has good news, as it has been very depressing morning. She tells him that something he has been looking to buy has just come on the market. He is pleased, and she says that she will proceed. Liz and Ressler meet with Ann Forrester, but she knows nothing helpful. Her son Ethan has the noticeable signs of early-stage Kerr's disease. Liz questions Ann privately and learns that Barnes is Ethan's biological father. Ann tells Liz that when Ethan was 5 and first developed the disease, Barnes tried to interest the pharmaceutical companies in researching a cure. But because it is so rare, they refused. Liz tells Ressler that she thinks that Barnes is trying to make Kerr's disease well known so the public will demand that a cure be found. Meanwhile, in Havana, Red meets his contact, Manny, and says that he wants to buy some strontium-90. Red tells Manny that he needs 12 kilograms immediately. Manny says he has just sold his supply to someone else. Red bugs Manny's office and then convinces him to call his previous client with an offer for some of the strontium-90. When Manny calls Barnes, Dem traces the call and Red calls Liz to tell her that Barnes is in the General District Court of Arlington, Va. At the court, Barnes walks into a jury waiting room carrying a similar briefcase and walks out, leaving the case behind. Once outside, he locks the doors with a zip tie before triggering the case via remote control. Ressler pulls the fire alarm to evacuate the building, and the agents start to search the building. Inside the jury room, people start to walk to the door, while outside Barnes presses his remote and releases the gas. He then mingles with the people leaving the building. Ressler hears the calls for help from the jury room, and then hears the people inside dying. Ressler then enters the room and discovers multiple dead bodies, leading to a confrontation at a courthouse where Barnes unleashes another attack. Liz confronts him, but Barnes escapes. Back at the post office, Liz learns that 26 people died at the courthouse, and that the attack was confined to the jury room. Mira wonders about the attack and whether Barnes is conducting a demonstration or an experiment. Cooper calls Liz into his office, where she is told that an administrative panel will review her actions in giving up her weapon in a hostage situation. At the hospital, Barnes, disguised as a nurse, anesthetizes the survivor and performs a bone marrow biopsy on her. Liz calls Red, and he tells her that he is not a gumball machine and hangs up. She calls back and tells him that the reason Barnes escaped was because she messed up. She says that she needs his help. Red makes her repeat that, then tells her that because Barnes is a killer, a survivor represents failure, and so he will visit her. When they arrive at the hospital, they discover what Barnes did to the survivor. Liz then realizes that Barnes was searching for someone with a natural immunity to Kerr's disease, so that he could synthesize a possible cure. She realizes that he will attempt to administer the cure to Ethan. Meanwhile, Barnes has synthesized a possible cure and enters the Forrester home, where he subdues Anne before anesthetizing Ethan. Just as he about to inject Ethan, Liz arrives. They argue about the untested cure. When Barnes attempts to inject Ethan, Liz shoots him to death. Outside, she meets Red, where he once again waxes philosophically. Liz says she needs Red's help with the blacklist, but he must stay away from her personal life. Red says that a line in the sand can quickly be blown away by the wind. Red then says that if Liz tells him to go, he will disappear. Liz says nothing, so Red says, "See you tomorrow," and gets into his car. When Liz arrives home, she finds that Tom has recreated their first night in the house as a romantic date night. Next day, Red with Luli and Dem goes to the newly purchased house. Red says that he raised his family in the house. When Luli says it's lovely, he says it's not, it used to be. He walks around and reminisces while Dem goes into the cellar. After a short time, Red says, "Time to go," and after checking that Dem has prepared everything, they leave. As they drive away, the house blows up. See you in the next video.
When you love someone, you have no control. You've killed 3 people.
I'm not perfect.
I love hats.
Tom King, I've been looking everywhere for you.
Please say any negative thoughts. I prompt off when I hear people say I cannot. I get doing everyone wrong. I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay.
Understand Zamani was only the first. First what? Name on the list.
What list?
Let's call it the blacklist.